are the worst loser in history, Alastair.
No.
Get over it. It's 8 years ago.
Nigel,
Move on.
No, you won.
It's done.
You're the worst winner.
It's done.
Because you've never taken responsibility for what you've won.
It's done. No, we're independent, we're free, and we're not part of that Eurozone that's collapsing around its ears.
No, I'll tell you what you are,
Rejoice,
Nigel.
we're out.
I'll tell you what you
we're
are.
free.
I'll tell you what you are. You're somebody, and we've seen it already tonight, you're somebody who will exploit any problem going for your own political ends.
Last night, there was a clash of the Titans on the BBC's Question Time. Now, I don't watch the show anymore because it's completely crooked, completely biased. The audience members are stacked with lefties and they do everything possible. Anytime there's even a centre-right person on the Question Time panel, they do everything possible to demonise them. So I've stopped watching. However, I made an exception over last night's show because it was the clash of the Question Time Titans with the insane Ramona, Alastair Campbell, a guy who should be in prison as a war criminal, but instead is given constant platforms on the BBC, versus Nigel Farage, making only his second appearance on the show since 2019. And as you can imagine, it really kicked off. So I want to decode this with you, Paul. So let's watch along. This was the first moment where Alastair Campbell decided every problem in the country is obviously down to Brexit.
I want to make one final point that I was disappointed. And Nigel says that immigration is the big bursting issue. I was disappointed Keir didn't mention Brexit because I think Brexit has done so much damage to this country.
Oh,
and,
dear.
well, I'm sorry, Neil.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
dear.
Nigel doesn't want to accept.
You are the worst loser in history, Alastair.
No.
Get over it. It's 8 years ago.
Nigel,
Move on.
No, you won.
It's done.
You're the worst winner.
It's done.
Because you've never taken responsibility for what you've won.
It's done. No, we're independent, we're free, and we're not part of that Eurozone that's collapsing around its ears.
No, I'll tell you what you are,
Rejoice,
Nigel.
we're out.
I'll tell you what you
we're
are.
free.
I'll tell you what you are. You're somebody, and we've seen it already tonight, you're somebody who will exploit any problem going for your own political ends. Brexit was a fundamentally damaging thing to this country. That is your one legacy, and you now don't even want to talk about it because even you know...
I want to talk
even
about
you
it.
know that it has damaged this country, it's made us poorer, it's made us weaker, and it's hit our standing in the world.
No, Alastair. You know, as I say, this major decision was taken 8 years ago. It gave us the chance. Gave us a chance
5%
to be
of the
significantly
economy
richer.
gone.
Gave us the chance to control our borders.
We didn't do it
all
your
those
way.
things, and sadly, this mob,
We didn't do
the
it your
Tories,
way.
didn't
If
do
we'd done it
any of
Nigel's way, it would all have been
So,
sunlit.
would you rather be like France right now or Germany
No, I wouldn't.
right now? Well,
the
really?
comparison is what
Really?
we would be if we'd have stayed in. 5% bigger economy.
No, we'd have joined the
5%.
Euro if you'd had your way back 30 years
You see,
ago.
what you'll do is
So
you'll
we're
throw
doing-
up a different
Alice,
argument.
Hang on, don't talk at the same time.
It's
Don't talk at the same
over.
time.
The war is over.
I'm sorry about that, Nigel, because I think you'll find
The war
young
is
people
over.
in this country know that you've taken their
The
future
war
away
is
from them,
over.
and they will get it back.
Move on.
Well, it's started, hasn't it? I mean, what can I say?
Okay, Paul, good TV, but what did you make of it?
Well, I think Alastair Campbell's a deplorable individual. I'm not a big fan of horror movies, so not having got home until very late last night, I didn't want to go to bed and have bad dreams. I mean, any show that contains Jackie Smith and Alastair Campbell really should carry a triple X rated, you know. but Dan, you know, look, my answer, look, what Brexit? We never got the Brexit that we wanted.
Exactly.
We never got the Brexit that we asked for. None of the Brexit things that we voted for have been properly implemented by consecutive Conservative governments. So what Brexit is he even talking about to start with?
Exactly, 1.2 million flooded in last year. I mean, it's a joke. But what was interesting, Paul, was that despite the fact that the BBC really tries to stack these audiences, I'm really interested in your view on this. It feels like this sea change is even sneaking into the Question Time studio. Watch this couple of minutes.
I feel that Alastair's putting a spin on that there.
No.
I feel that we've had Tory governments, we've had Labour governments in my lifetime. They've all lost control. I feel like there's only one party that's going to control immigration in this country, and that's Reform. I'm afraid.
Someone here in the red jacket.
Well, I agree entirely that it probably is only reform, because it's the amount that are coming over on these boats. They're young men. They're not working. Let's go forward 5, 10 years. Where will they be then? Still in this country, not working? And we, and I'm a pensioner, we are paying for these people day in and day out for their accommodation. Where are they going in 5, 10, 20 years' time?
So can I ask you, do you think there are any grounds on which people should be able to come here and claim asylum?
The only grounds that I think that people should be allowed to come into the country is if they had the sufficient qualifications to do the jobs that we probably need.
And as far as asylum goes?
I don't believe in any asylum. I really don't. I think we have taken more than our fair share in this country. I feel very sorry for the little towns, little villages that these people have been put, where people have lived all their lives, and they're frightened.
But
They're absolutely frightened.
Do you feel sorry for the people who are fleeing war? Do you feel sorry for people fleeing persecution?
I think there's far too much made of this, that they're fleeing wars.
OK.
Right. All right. Jackie, you want... Thank you. Thank you.
Is there a war in Algeria? Is there a war in Morocco? Is there a war... Where are they coming from?
Well,
Syria?
Lots from Syria. Can I just... One point, we're fifth in Europe. In terms of the numbers of asylum seekers, we are fifth in Europe. One of the ways that this debate has developed is the idea that they're all coming here.
Right.
Germany's number one.
Okay. All right, let's let Jackie in.
Sorry, Jack.
Thanks, guys.
And did you hear there, Paul, that the chortling in the audience, you know, laughing as if that woman who actually has expressed the view of the majority of the population is, again, as, do you remember Gordon Brown? That bigoted woman. But she's not bigoted, is she? Because we know it's a fact that the vast majority of people that come here illegally are not fleeing war.
There's no war in France. You know, the bottom line is this: there's no war in Ireland, there's no war in France, there's no war in any of the countries that can get a boat to the UK quickly, as in like from Calais to Dover, etc. So they're not fleeing war; they're fleeing France. They're fleeing countries that they're already free and safe within. So fleeing war just doesn't wash with me whatsoever. But you know, look, Dan, you're right. You can fool all of the people some of the time, some of the people all the time. But this government and previous governments were never going to fool all of the people all of the time. And the country is now, I would say slowly, but I would now say rapidly waking up and seeing what's unfolding right in front of their very eyes.
Well, look at the growth of your channel. I mean, things are changing because people are feeling they don't need to go and watch BBC to get their news, and they don't. But see, this is there was a moment last night, and I thought this is why we need Farage, because remember, there has to be sort of a dismantling of what the Conservative Party did to this country in terms of immigration, and very few people make that argument. And there was a brilliant moment where Nigel just completely tore apart the Tory on the panel. Look at this. But first, with the holidays creeping up faster than your aunt's fruitcake recipe, I've got something better to share with you. And if you want to look sharp for those festive gatherings, which you certainly do, and maybe win that Best Groomed at the Family Dinner Award, you've got to check out the latest masterpiece from Manscaped, which is the Chairman Pro Electric Foil Shaver. Trust me, this is a brilliant product. I use it. It guides you to a smooth, irritation-free shave. So let's dive into the goods. The Chairman Pro is armed with not one, but two interchangeable skin-safe blade heads. Think of them as your grooming superheroes. It's the skin-safe 4-blade foil for when you want that baby's bottom smooth, and the skin-safe stubble trimmer for when you want to keep some stubble, like I do, but just clean it up a little bit. Both keep you looking sharp while minimising razor burn and irritation, because no one wants to show up to the holiday party, right, looking like they lost a fight with the Christmas tree. But wait, there's more. The Chairman Pro has Flex Adjust technology, which is basically like the holiday miracle of shaving. It's like Santa's elves made it just for you. The blades and pivoting head adjust to every corner of your face, and it's gentle on the neck area as if they had the gift of foresight. So go ahead, kiss that awkward jawline patch goodbye. No more pretending it doesn't exist while you hope nobody notices under the mistletoe. And if you want even more precision, on the right side of the bracket, there's a precision lock. So when you lock it, the blade head sits firm so you can achieve a more precise shave. And here's something that's going to make your grooming routine even easier. The Chairman Pro is waterproof, so you can use it right in the shower. And the waterproof feature doesn't just make shaving easier, it also simplifies cleanup too. Just a quick rinse under the sink and you're all set. The Chairman Pro isn't just for daily shaves either. It's powerful enough to tackle up to 5-day growth, making it perfect whether you're shaving every day or just tidying up after a few days. And with up to 75 minutes of runtime on a single charge, you'll have plenty of juice to go from Santa's beard to smooth as a snow angel. It even has a travel lock to help make sure it doesn't accidentally turn on in your bag, and an LED spotlight to help you see every detail, ensuring nothing gets missed. So get the Chairman Pro today and experience a shave that is as smooth as you deserve. It had everything you need to keep your face looking and feeling its best, and it's all in one box. So head on over to manscaped.com and join the over 11 million men worldwide. I'm one of them who trust Manscaped by using the code Outspoken for free shipping and 20% off. That's www.manscaped.com. Use the coupon code Outspoken, you get free shipping and 20% off. But now, back to the show.
Nigel Farage.
How can you, as a Conservative Party, keep a straight face to this audience, to the nation, having promised in 2010, 2015, 2017, you'd reduce net migration to tens of thousands a year. In 2019, substantial reductions and net migrations nearly 1 million. You've broken your promise time after time after time.
But if you're honest with people, Nigel,
you will never be forgiven for it. You haven't got a cat's chance in hell of winning the general election. Shame on you for what you've done. It was willful, it was deceptive, it was deliberate.
I thought that was his strongest moment of the night, Paul.
Absolutely. You know, here, well said, Nigel. I mean, I go along with absolutely every single word that he said. And did you notice the lack of applause from the audience? Not one person applauded that, not one.
And they should have. But there was one other moment I wanted to show you because, again, have you noticed the BBC don't even want to talk about the political prisoners, about the two-tier justice? They want to pretend it's not happening. And Nigel burst that bubble last night, and it is fascinating to see the reaction, which is one of panic.
Interested in British politics.
Why is he so interested?
The reason he trolls Keir Starmer is because Elon believes in free speech, and Keir Starmer locks people up who say nasty things on Facebook. So that's the
Jackie, do you just want to answer that?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
No, well, the justice system does. We've got two-tier care, we've got two-tier policing, and two-tier justice.
I'm sorry.
And that's where we are. No, it's awful.
You've done quite well, Nigel, and now you've reverted to sloganising
well, I'm sorry, but
performative politics.
When the attackers at Manchester Airport don't actually face any charges, and people who write horrible things on Facebook go to prison,
that's not
something is very wrong.
But hang on, the Prime Minister doesn't decide who goes to prison, who doesn't.
No, but he can speak out and say something, and he ought to.
I'll tell you.
And they're trying to deny, I mean, Paul, they're literally trying to deny that what, Lucy Connolly isn't serving over 2 years in prison for a post on X, the wife of the Tory councillor Raymond Connolly, the what, Julie Sweeney, the grandmother, the full-time carer.
The list goes on.
Yeah, I mean,
and
exactly.
And by the way, the point about the Manchester Airport attackers was a very, very mute one, because at the end of the day, there are still no charges, of I'm aware at least, that have been laid against those people.
Indeed. So look, I hear everything you're saying about Reform UK, about Nigel. I didn't agree with Ben Habib, but I still think at the moment they are our best hope, and that's why it's very interesting to hear what Tommy Robinson had to say to you about that. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.